Not a lot of time to pre-check audio, and we'll see how this internet goes. Hopefully, the internet is working okay. Hell, let's check if this thing's even streaming real quick. As I'm doing that, I'm going to say that today is a reminder, and the Niners' last couple days, really yesterday as well, a reminder of how quickly things can, how quickly weight can be added to Ricky Pearsall's shoulders without Brandon Ayuk. Again, like we know that part of the story, but this is the second day in a row that Juwan Jennings, or the second practice in a row, I should say. They didn't practice yesterday, that Juwan Jennings was not a participant. Kyle Shanahan, I asked him about it. Kyle Shanahan said he tweaked his ankle. Yeah, I know when it happened. It happened on one of George Odom's interceptions that would have been on Tuesday. And I heard Juwan Jennings say the other day he's a little bump and bruise, not a vet day or anything like that. But he is hopefully going to be back on Saturday. That's what Kyle Shanahan said. He said hopefully one more day with the ankle. But you could just see how quickly there will be potentially pressure on Ricky Pearsall to perform. And the good news, at least for the third practice in a row, is that his floor continues to look pretty high. Now, I don't think they're going to start the season without Brandon Ayuk, but Debo gets hurt, or Jennings gets hurt, or Chris Conley's not available, or Ayuk, whatever it is, you can go into a game where there will be a game this year. Well, you look up and Ricky Pearsall, he's not going to consistently get 7 targets, but there will be a game like that this year, and may not be week 0 or week 18 either. He did not catch a pass today, and this has turned into like the Ricky Pearsall practice tally, but he did not catch a pass today, did not get a target today in 9 reps during team drill. He was open a fair amount. Kyle Shanahan said after, I'm watching it going, God, how do I judge if he's open or not? Because so much of this is coming against zone. Like 80% of these reps feel like they're against zone. That was the number Kyle attached to it. I would have said 65 or 70%, but it's a lot of zone coverage. But he's finding the spot. He's getting open. He's where he's supposed to be. He's running the route hard. If the ball doesn't come to him, he is turning to go block for the guy that did catch the ball. So another third day in a row, consistency, right? For a guy that didn't start the week 100% healthy because the hammy, they wanted to give him a little more of a load today, but then it was not as many reps. There will be more for him on Saturday. So I do think when you look ahead a couple of days, like Tuesday will be an interesting day for him because he should be totally up to speed. He should have Saturday and Sunday full go at practice, maybe a little heavier load on Saturday. And then you'll make sure that he's healthy enough on Tuesday to give you what he should give you. I mean, that's what I've said with Ricky Pearsall the last couple of days is on an individual practice basis, he is getting he's looking the way he should. But for a guy that started fall camp with a hamstring issue, and for a guy who's not going to catch 80 balls this year, right? He's a first-round pick, but he's not their number 1 or number 2 or maybe even number 3 receiver. Availability is going to be a very important ability. So that is the number 1 test for him. And it's good that it's the number 1 test for him because the question's not, can he run routes? The question's not, is he learning the offense? The question's not, can you trust his hands? The question is just, is he going to continue to be this guy in a month? And if he is, then they're going to have a really good option in him. You do see there are just some high level professionals behind the Niners at receiver. Trent Taylor behind those starters at receiver. Trent Taylor being one of them. Chris Conley made a big league play today. It was a big league throw by Brock. It was big league coverage by Lenore. It was just an all around. I look at a lot of plays that happen kind of like a major league double play. Hard hit ball to short, right? Tough hop. Shortstop picks it clean. Flips it to the second baseman. He's there. Good turn. Runner coming down on him. He still gets the ball off. Good throw to first. It's very easy to make those basic plays look hard if you don't have big leaguers at every step of them. And Purdy to Conley with Lenore right on him, that was big league play. Now, Conley's not going to crack that top 4, but it was a big league play. And you can see how many, you can see what this team would look like a little bit. It's not a glimpse into an alternate universe you want. The Niners had it early in the Garoppolo era where he takes over and you're like, oh, they're winning some games, but who are these guys? Like there's a world where there's another team or another season that Kyle Shanahan coaches where Trent Taylor catches 30 balls and Chris Conley catches 40 balls and that team wins 6 games. You're like, oh, pretty good year. And unfortunately, we're seeing maybe a little too much of that because Jennings is out and Ayuk isn't around. But they do have some. They're solid back there, but they're missing their stars. Like you when I watch this team, you just see the stars that aren't there. You see no Bosa, you see no Trent Williams, and really not a lot happening there. I know I was talking to my buddy Jeff Schwartz the other day, and then I heard his brother Mitchell Schwartz kind of say the same thing. One thing kind of going on in the offensive line community is I think they wish that Penei Sewell had signed for more money. Like Penei Sewell, Rose, like Wirfs, like all these guys they're raising, but it's not exploding the way the wide receiver market exploded. And I think there were some of the O-line community hoped that Penei Sewell would, sign for $31 million a year or something like that. And, that wasn't the case. Kickoff return, we got to see it a little bit in the Hall of Fame game last night. It was messy. I was very interested in it. They put the graphics up. I think there's a lot of elements everyone will be learning along the way. There's a really high-risk, high-reward play in the kickoff return, and that is if you kick the ball, it has to land inside the 20. If it lands before the 20, it's a penalty. If it lands at the 22, it's a penalty. Ball comes out to the 40-yard line. But if you kick the ball and it lands inside the 20 and you make it difficult because maybe you kick it at an angle where the returner can't get to it, or you kick it so hard that it skips at the 18, and this is what happened to Debo today. Moody hit one that hit at the 18, legal kick. It was coming in so hot and at such a tough angle that it skipped, and Debo, it was going to be a really tough play. It was a risky play for him to go try and, pick it. So he lets it go and it goes into the end zone. Well, that touchback is going to come out only to the 20-yard line. If you kick it in the air into the end zone, that's also a touchback. That comes out to the 30-yard line. So teams are going to you really want to nail that ball at the 15 and have it skip into the end zone. But that's a really tough angle to kick it that low because what you risk that the ball doesn't get to the 20, lands before the 20, and that also happened to Moody today. He hit one at the 22, and then it's going to come out to the 40-yard line, and that's no good. So it'll be interesting to see which coaches have an appetite for that risk, knowing that the reward is good. You're going to get a ball bouncing off a guy's chest plate because he's trying to pick it up, or it's going to go into the end zone, and they'll have to start at the 20, or it'll bounce and then come up short of the end zone, and that may happen this year. Somebody lets it go, it comes to rest at the 3, and then the kicking team recovers it. So nothing weird from Purdy today, a regular day, but really, there was nothing weird from Purdy all week long, the reality. And I said that at the beginning of the week. I think what's missing for me watching these practices is getting regular reps between Pro Bowl or potentially Pro Bowl level receivers and Pro Bowl level defensive backs. Like you don't get a lot of that. And the other thing I think you miss out on, at least for me, is the safety play. Like I really think one of the big questions with this team is Jair Brown going to take a boost? Is he going to step up? Is Hufanga going to be ready? And if not, is Jair Brown, can he turn into Pro Bowl level safety in the next 2 years? And I don't think you really get to see that right now. We did get some Debo and use check on the kickoff return, which is an interesting combination. The big news, what everybody's talking about, is that Justin Herbert has a foot injury and may not be back for the opener. And we all know the Raiders play the Chargers at SoFi Stadium. Josh Dubois, the AP, always has great intel for me. He told me the Raiders have never won at SoFi Stadium when there were fans in the building. They are 0-4 at SoFi, 3 times against the Chargers. Is that right? And they 0-5 maybe? 1 against the Rams, 3 times against the Chargers, 1 against the Rams. I don't know. I don't know if that adds up correctly, but they've never won. But the good news is there is no way that the Raiders are going to lose at SoFi Stadium against the Chargers in week 1 of the season with Tom Brady. And no, is that Brady? No, it's Romo and Nance. Romo and Nance are going to be there. It's just they can't lose. I mean, if they were to somehow lose that game, imagine how devastating it would be. But the good news is we don't have to worry about it because they can't lose. Aiden O'Connell can't lose to Easton Stick. They got that thing on lock. All right. I mean, not a lot on Pearsall there today. What do we got here? I think there were some more people out at practice today because Cowherd tweeted yesterday, he's kind of sniffing new deal. By the time you're watching, maybe by Friday afternoon, there's a new Ayuk deal. Jay Mills says, I'll be out in San Francisco in less than a week from D.C. to California for vacation. Great. That's great. You should eat a lot of food. You should go to Tony's Pizza. No, you should go to Pink Onion. Matt, Raider guy lock. It's a lock. It's a lock. Comment, nobody's talking about how the new kickoff rules eliminate the end of the game squib to waste clock. You're right. Nobody is talking about that. Hello from the 559. Hello from somebody with a 559 cell phone number. What can the 49ers improve from last season to this year? Well, I'd love to say interior offensive line play, but I'm not sure that's going to happen, at least not at this point. It's not great. Run defense. I was looking at my old prize picks today, and I wanted to see where Nick Bosa's sack number was, above or below. I think it was at 12.5. I'm sniffing around some season-long prize picks lineups because I think my lineup of I've got a Juan Soto, Bryce Harper above home run total, but those two things are paired with, this is not a paid ad, by the way. Those two things are paired with an Ohtani below 38.5 home runs, and we're in trouble unless Ohtani gets a very, very serious stomach bug. We're in trouble on that one. So I've been looking out some big picture. The point is to answer this question. Bosa getting to the quarterback. You talk to people, you look at the PFF metrics, the grades, and Bosa had a Bosa year, but you want to see him land on the quarterback a lot more. So, I would say a more consistent defensive line. I don't think we can expect, at least early, for linebacker play to improve, given that Greenlaw's out. I think they'll be a little more locky Downey. From the corners, just because I think Lenore's taken another step, and I think Yadam gives them that is an NFL. They have 3 legit starting NFL corners, so I think they can be a little bit better there. You'd love to see them get better against the run, but we'll see. And like I said, interior line play. Maybe will they be better at tight end too? Logan Thomas didn't practice a hamstring. I don't know. It's not a ton. Imagine the kickoff return with the lateral to Debo that takes it to the house. They might be. How much is Debo going to be back there? Right. That's a big question. Hello from the 801. What is that, Maui? Is the 801 Maui? That's how we say Maui. What's the 801? Oh, it's Utah. 301? What am I thinking? Oh, 808 is Maui. 801, Utah. Provo. Orem. What's up? Big 12 country. Did you see the new Big 10 ad? It was much anticipated. The new, the one where they fly over and it shows you every little, it's got like a little graphic. They've added the West Coast. Linebacker is worrisome, no doubt. So, all right, that's, I could just sit here and chat with you guys, but it's Friday. Time to hit the road. Thanks for hanging real quick. It's been good to see you. I got some good light today here at Levi Stadium. You guys want to see the field real quick? You want to see the field? You want to see the field? Let me see if I can get this. Let's little peek at Levi's. Let's see if we can do this here. Get the camera. This is good stuff, y'all. Here we at. There we go. There's Levi Stadium right there. Oh, yeah. All right. That's it for this. I'll talk to y'all later. Oh, go to heyguy.co. Check out the that QR code up there. That'll take you to the website. Get updates on hats. Should have some Hey Guy hats coming, some 262 hats. We're working on that gold thread. Steve's we are recalibrating the machine for the gold thread. And, you can send me messages there as well. All right.